Aditya, shall we admit people now?
Yeah, you can begin. Well, I believe we shall start the meeting now.
My, I see myself here. What is this strange mirror?
What if it's some kind of portal to the future?
Nonsense. Really, Avi? Don't sell me a dog.
Oh, look, Daffy, the portal's changed. Toastmasters International, Sophrosyne VIT. Oh, they must be masters at raising a toast. Alas, I just broke the one last wine glass I had.
Sharpen your wits, Evie dear. This is a cooking competition. It certainly appears that way to me. They are going to make some of the best toast we have yet to taste. Um, I just had my afternoon tea. I don't think I'll be able to get a taste of them all.
Pardon me, ladies, but we neither make toasts nor raise them. Toastmaster International is a non-profit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills through a worldwide network of clubs.
Good heavens! Look at what we've gotten ourselves into now. I told you we shouldn't be sneaking around the basement.
Oh, there's no need to get all hysteric, Daphne. This sounds fun. Oh, crikey, you're an SAA, a sergeant at arms? Do you know my husband? He is also in the military. Oh my gosh, what if he finds out I'm here? Please don't tell him I'm here.
Ladies, calm down. As the SA of Sophrosyne Club, my role is to help up set up the meeting and welcome the guests. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the 29th session of Toastmasters VID Chennai. Let's begin this Toastmasters mission meeting with the mission statement. We provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. Before we proceed, I would like to remind you all of a few ground rules that we generally follow during this session. Please take a moment to put your mobile phones on silent. Please try to be on video as much as possible to encourage interaction. Kindly do not interrupt when a speaker or a role player is delivering. You may use the chat box to communicate if necessary. Please do not give out answers aloud unless it's requested by the speaker, as you may disturb the flow of the speech. Also, note that this meeting is getting recorded. Without further ado, I would like to call upon our president, Toastmaster Aditya Anil.
Dear Lord, did I hear that right? We are meeting the president. I need to go powder my nose.
Mr. President, I am Lady Evelyn, and this is my sister, Lady Daphne. We are from the southern part of Banbury. It is such an honor to meet you, Mr. President.
Oh no, the honor is all mine. And I must say, it's a pleasure to have you ladies over here. And I have to clear a small confusion. I'm not the president of the country, as you might think. Rather, I preside over this club, Sophrosyne VIT. Let me tell you what it is all about. Now, Sophrosyne VIT is actually a chapter of Toastmasters International. And Toastmasters International is a non-profit educational organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills through a worldwide network of clubs. It's headquartered in the US, and we have more than 300,000 members all around the world in over 150 countries. And our mission is to help people to become very confident speakers, communicators, and leaders. Now, in a nutshell, some of the things you'll get over here are improve your public speaking skills, build your leadership skills, work on your personal growth, work in a networking and very supportive environment, practice writing speeches and presenting it in a group setting, gain a competitive advantage in your workplace, build self-confidence and self-awareness. Now, Sophrosyne VIT, as I mentioned before, is a chapter of Toastmasters International, and we have all the features and all the goals shared by Toastmasters. But on top of that, we aim to build a platform to facilitate the sharing of ideas. Now, universities disseminate and produce new knowledge, and some of the best ideas are ripe for revisiting. However, this demands different perspectives, genders, backgrounds, races, orientations, and point of views. Thus, we aim to have a group of diverse students with various perspectives contributing to the discourse. We aim to bring students from the engineering school, from the law school, fashion school, MBA school, etc. at VIT. And only this diversity will ensure that we have quality, inclusivity, and ensure creativity. And I think most of all, what we try to do over here is build a community, a place where people can help each other learn and grow in a safe environment, a place to relax and have fun. Now, in an official meeting, we follow this following structure. We'll be having prepared speeches, usually 2 to 3, followed by a table topic session, which we conduct in many different ways, depending on the creativity of the table topics master, which you will be getting to know further on. However, as this meeting is intended for you to get to know the club and understand how we do things, we have limited the number of prepared speeches to 1 today. So we'll be using the extra time to conduct a Q&A session at the very end. And I would also like to take this opportunity to welcome everybody to the meeting. And thank you so much for your interest, and we're really gratified that you're here today. I would also like the moment to acknowledge the presence of our area director, Toastmaster Anirudh. Thank you for attending our meeting. And now I formally declare the 29th meeting of Sophrosyne VIT as open. Well, Lady Daphne, I think you may have received an mail. Did you check it?
Blimey, it has been ages since I've received mail. Evie, quick, go check the mailbox.
Oh, no, that's not what I meant. I meant an email. You probably have an envelope icon on the top. Yeah, now, Lady Evelyn, can you tell me what's going to happen next in the meeting?
So today we seem to have one speaker followed by the table topic session and evaluations by the general evaluator. A general evaluator? My husband's a military general. Surely you must know him, Mr. General Evaluator. Please don't tell him I'm here though.
Ladies, please don't worry. I may be the general evaluator, but not in the military. As the general evaluator for this meeting, I'll be observing the meeting, taking notes, offering my report and general comments at the end of the meeting. I have a team who will be assisting me in these duties. I would like to introduce my team now and ask each one of them to briefly describe the role they'll be performing today. The timer for today is a person who is an avid content consumer and also loves to take part in sporting activities such as cricket, badminton. Toastmaster Yagya, would you please describe the timing sequences?
Thank you, General Evaluator. One of the most important skill of a Toastmaster is to deliver a speech adhering to the time limits. And in order to achieve this task, we will be using 3 cards, which is the green, the yellow, and the red. So for the prepared speech session, which is of 5 to 7 minutes, the speaker should speak at least till the end of 5th minute and not more than 30 seconds after the 7th minutes to qualify. And the green card will be shown at the end of 5th minute, the yellow at the end of 6th minute, and the red at the end of 7th minute. The red card will be held until the speaker finishes his or her speech. And for the table topic session, which is of 1 to 2 minutes of duration, the speaker should speak at least end of 1st minute, and not more than 30 seconds after the 2nd minute to qualify. The green card will be shown at the end of 1st minute, the yellow at the end of 1.5 minutes, and the red at the end of 2nd minute. And for the evaluation session, the time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. And the green card will be shown at the end of 2 minutes, the yellow at the end of 2.5 minutes, and the red at the end of 3rd minute. I will submit my report when called upon by General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yagya. I would now like to introduce our R counter, Toastmaster Naren. Toastmaster Naren is a passionate coder who loves problem solving and learning new languages. Toastmaster Naren, please describe your role to us.
Thank you, Toastmaster Niranjan. Greetings, everyone, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of me, the accounter, is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words and including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or a phrase like I, or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will be reporting the number of times each speaker use these expressions. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Naren. Grammar is an integral part of any Toastmaster speech. I would now like to introduce our grammarian, Toastmaster Ramita. She is a cheerful person with the charisma of handling situations with ease. She's been cooking recently and loves trying out new things. Toastmaster Ramita, please describe your role to us.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, as the grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any misuses of the English language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As the grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day and phrase of the day. The word of the day is loquacious, which means talking or tending to be talkative. LOQACIOUS. An example is any conversation with Kevin Smith, the loquacious filmmaker, tends to go to interesting places. The phrase of the day is, "Don't sell me a dog," which means don't lie to me. For example, I can't believe he thinks he can sell me a dog and get away with it. I hope I have been less loquacious in describing my role for today. I will present my report when called upon by the General Evaluator. Over to the General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramita. Miss Daphne, would you please let us know who today's speakers and evaluators are? It must be mentioned in the mail.
Oh, is it? Let's see what this paper says. Our speaker of the day is Toastmaster Bettina Shirley, and her evaluator is Toastmaster Anirudh. Evaluator, you must have a serious role. I'm wondering as to how you will assess our speaker today.
So just before I go ahead, I just want to check, am I audible and visible clearly?
Yes, you are.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for making the role sound a lot more serious than what it is. First of all, greetings, everybody, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Anirudh, and today I will be the evaluator for Toastmaster Bettina, who will be giving her L1P Level 1 Speech 3, Project 3 speech, the title of which is Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance speech. The speech timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Wishing Toastmaster Bettina all the best. Thank you so much. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Wow, that sounds serious. I'm excited to hear your speech, Toastmaster Bettina. To drink or not to drink? To drink or not to drink, Toastmaster Bettina?
It's been a long, tiring day. You have just returned from a stressful day of endless emails, listening to the continuous clacking of keys and the sound of the team's ringtone on repeat. You recline on the couch, kick off your shoes, and reach for the... got you there. No, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests, I am not here to debate the necessity of alcohol consumption. Instead, I'm here to talk about its long-lost cousin, coffee. Are there any coffee addicts in the audience today? I too am completely stricken by the addiction. How could one possibly get through never-ending Teams classes and assignment after assignment after assignment without a cup of coffee? Are you telling me that there are actually people out there who do not wake up with these huge woozy clouds over their heads?
Now that's just unfair. What if you have an exam? How do you study for hours and hours and hours without a shot of caffeine? The constant smell of freshly brewed coffee is pretty much the only thing that gives me the perseverance to study. Now, hold on. I can see all the armchair doctors, nutritionists, and dietitians in the meeting who are ready to lecture me on why coffee is bad for my health. I have grown tired of hearing why coffee is bad for me. In fact, I made a list of the reasons why people have told me coffee is bad for me. Coffee causes insomnia. Coffee causes stress. Coffee causes overthinking. Coffee causes a lack of clarity. Coffee makes your skin yellow. Well, there may be some truth in these accusations against coffee. But shall we look at the flip side for once? As a very curious member of the human race, I've scoured through various research papers and articles online to try and understand some facts about coffee. Let me present them to you now. Worldwide, we consume around 2.25 billion cups of coffee on a daily basis. In the past, scientists have always had negative correlations with caffeine intake. But the actual issue with these studies was that they always followed a group of people who smoked in addition to consuming coffee. One Harvard researcher states that in the past, people thought coffee is so delicious. There must be something bad about coffee. But let me tell you, friends, the good news is that coffee actually has health benefits. Let's break down the constituents of coffee. Caffeine is the main part of the drink, which acts as a stimulant. It is what helps you to stay up all night and meet that project report deadline. Apart from caffeine, coffee has a variety of other biologically active compounds such as chlorogenic acid, melanoidins, etc. Moderate coffee intake is associated with some health benefits such as low risk of type 2 diabetes, heart diseases, and even some types of cancer. Parkinson's disease and even depression can be prevented by coffee intake. That's right, my friends. Depression can be reduced by drinking coffee. The adenosine receptor in the brain, the adenosine hormone in the brain is what makes us feel sad and fatigued. But when you drink a cup of coffee, the constituents of coffee go and bind to these receptors, and thereby they do not let this hormone activate. Therefore, you realize you are very happy. The drink also, if these effects weren't enough, the drink has also have proven to have relations with longer, healthier lives. But what is the right way to take coffee? The preparation truly matters. Would a venti Java chip frappuccino with extra whipped cream give you the same benefit as that steaming hot cup of coffee your mom makes for you in the morning? Obviously not. You cannot put in lumps of sugar into your coffee and expect it to be beneficial for your health. As Theodore Levitt said, anything in excess is poison. The same applies to caffeine as well. The amount of caffeine each person's body can handle varies. So one person may take the same amount of coffee and stay up all night, whereas the other would not have any effect at all. Weighing all these benefits and the self-proclaimed detriments of coffee, we may conclude that consuming moderate amount of coffee is actually more helpful than harmful. So I beseech you, scrutinizers, to not judge those who drink coffee, and to the coffee drinkers, to drink coffee in moderation. And with that, I rest my case. Over to you, Lady Daphne.
I must say, Toastmaster Bettina, the grace of eloquence is seated upon your lips. I wonder what we have next. Table topic session. What in the austere is that? Is it in the future where the tables are like, they start talking about topics? Or is it like a serious discussion where important topics are tabled?
Hold on, ladies, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of the table topics portion of our meeting is to provide an opportunity for members of the audience to practice impromptu, that is on-the-spot speaking. Each table topic speaker is encouraged to remember and use the word of the day and the phrase of the day in their speeches. The speaker will be given 30 seconds of time to collect the thoughts on the topic and has to present a speech following it for a duration of 1 to 2 minutes.
Whoa, so you are telling me that the folk here have to speak for a minute or two spontaneously?
Yes, indeed. With that, let us begin our table topic session. Give me a moment, let me just present my screen. I hope it's visible.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. So with that, we are beginning our table topics session. Aligning with the theme of today, all our topics are going to be related to time, travel, or history in some or the other way. Let me quickly run you through the format. So the time limit is minimum of 1 minute and maximum of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Otherwise, you might be disqualified. We have two sections over here. One section is all about time travel and the other section says people from the past. You get to choose your own section. Under all about time travel, we have a number of topics that you get to choose from. And then going back again, people from the past also has a number of topics that you can choose for yourself. So before we get a ball rolling, it's my humble request, our dear guests, that kindly volunteer to speak. Nobody is going to judge you over here. We are all learners. Yes, just speak your heart out. It doesn't have to be to the point, perfect and precise. Do we have any doubts? Okay, so I think we can begin. Do we have any volunteers? Toastmaster Harini, would you like to go first?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, great. So which domain would you like to choose?
I think it's all about time travel.
Okay, so among these 5 numbers, you get to choose your own question.
Number 3.
Okay, so the question for you is, what's your picture of the world in 100 years from today? You get 30 seconds to prepare and then you can begin.
All right. I'd like to start. So, world in other 100 years would not exist, in my prediction. But if there was a world, the planet Earth, I would like to think that it is probably crumbling and it is moving towards its own death. It's eating itself, and just like in all of the movies that we've watched, it is going towards black hole. And I recently read this book of Stephen Hawking, Brief History of Time, in which he said that we either have two options: one, believe in biotechnology, or move to a more greener environmental sustainability. So if we do not follow this, we probably are crumbling down and eating up ourselves, and there's going to be no land, no water, no oxygen, nothing left, and we won't even probably exist. So whatever is there, and also I would like to say that we are in the world of excess today: excess of food, excess of clothes, excess of technology, and everything. So whatever it is, we are lucky to be in this era and enjoy whatever it is, and then stop thinking of world 100 years, because we probably wouldn't have one.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Harini. Unfortunately, I might have to agree with most of what you said, but I really hope it doesn't happen. Okay, moving on. Do we have any other volunteer? You can raise your hands. I can see that from the participants list. Do we have another volunteer? Okay, I might have to shoot my gun. Okay, Toastmaster Aditya would like to go next. Which domain would you like to choose?
Well, I'd also like to go about time travel.
Okay, so other than the third topic, you can choose any number.
I'd go with 5.
Okay, cool. So the question for you is, talk about any movie, series, cartoon, novel which talked about time travel and fascinated you.
Okay, so I hope all of you have seen the movie Back to the Future. It has Doc Brown driving a DMC and going into the future. Sorry, in the first one, he goes into the past and changes it in such a way that he meets his parents and everything. I'm not going to spoil the movie for you if you have not seen it, and if you've seen it, you already know the story. My point is, that movie really talks about the complexities of time travel. I mean, yes, it doesn't get into the depths of anything, but still, it gives you an idea of the problems that can come with time travel. I think, first of all, I should have to talk about the grandfather paradox. That is, if you travel back in time and if you kill your grandfather, will you still be alive? But then when you go back in time, is it like the same timeline? And if multiverses exist, are you going to a different universe in a different point of time? So it really brings up a lot of different questions and brings up a lot of different theories. And even with that, something that I really have to comment about is how they describe 2020 would be. They had flying cars, skateboards, everybody were living their best lives, while we basically stuck home with the pandemic, and the greatest innovation we had was Zoom. And I realize we are on Zoom right now, so probably shouldn't be blaming it. So yes, I think this is a brilliant movie for anybody who wants to watch. I think Jamie Foxx did a wonderful job, and I think it also had really good soundtracks, and especially that scene where he went to play hard rock in the first movie, and everybody were just surprised, like, what is this music genre? I suppose I still am confused about death metal in the same regard, but yeah, go check it out. It's a wonderful movie, and it gives you an insight into the complexity of time travel. Thank you. Over to the table topic master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aditya. It was really interesting to listen what you had to say. I haven't watched the movie yet, but it's in my bucket list right now. Thank you. Moving on. Do we have any other volunteer? I encourage people from the guest audience to volunteer. It's going to be fun, guys. It's going to be chill. Do we have any volunteer next? Okay. Guru Bharat, Toastmaster Guru Bharat. Thank you for volunteering. Could you please unmute yourself? Yeah, thank you so much.
Hello.
Yeah. So which domain would you like to choose?
People from the past.
Okay. So under people from the past, you have these topics. Any topic that you would like to go?
I will go with war.
Okay. So the topic for you is give a piece of advice on world peace to Adolf Hitler.
So do I have 30 seconds to prepare?
Yeah, you can take 30 seconds to prepare and then you can start. Hope the timer's video is visible to you.
So yeah, I'll start now. Okay, so Adolf Hitler was a very great speaker, loquacious speaker, and he moved the masses in Germany by speaking a lot. And when he spoke, the masses believed him, and he was able to convince the people of Germany to follow him, and he was able to convince them that his idea was right on eliminating the Jews in Germany. So what I would like to give an advice to Mr. Adolf Hitler, the great dictator, is that your people alone don't matter. And the world is a beautiful place with so many different people and higher, more diversity in them. So I would like to tell to him that if you included the other people in your vision, in your country, and gave them opportunities to succeed and be a better person, then your country will automatically increase its worth and economy, and you will be a great country by doing that. Also, I would like to tell that his views on enemy like Italy, France should be suppressed, and he should take a more neutral view on what the world is. I would like to end my speech.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Guru Bharat. It was lovely listening to you for the first time. And I really wish you were alive during that era so that Adolf Hitler could have a really good advisor. Okay, can we have the next volunteer, please? Anybody from the audience? Okay, I think I have to point my gun towards someone. Can we have Arjun Rajashekhar? Would you like to go next? Are you in the meeting? Okay, cool. Arvind Jambunathan or Bhavna, anybody from the guests who would like to go next, or even the club members? Okay, so our grammarian Toastmaster Ramita, would you like to go next?
Yes, please.
Yes, so you can choose your domain.
All about time travel.
Okay, other than third and the fifth topic, you can choose anything from the three.
Second.
Okay. So the topic for you is, if someone from 3022 comes to you today, what would you advise or ask that person?
I'd like to have 30 seconds of buffer time.
Yes, please.
If someone from 3022 comes to me today, what would I advise or ask that person? My question is, would I even be able to meet that person? But if I really do, my most curious question would be how the world is going to look at that point of time. I'm going to ask that person how they're going to grow their vegetation, how they're obtaining food. Is it going to be packaged? Is it going to be, are they moving back in time and evolution? And are they living like cavemen, or have they moved to better innovations in biotechnology? I really wonder. Have people around the world united? Have people developed into more compassionate human beings? Has the humanity for each other increased? On the whole, I would like to know how people are living along with each other, because at today's day and age, people do not have basic common sense, and they've become very selfish. And when this happens, the world definitely is becoming a worse place to live. And I really hope it becomes a better place in the future.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ramita. It was really fun listening to you. Must say you are a very curious and creative person, as the general evaluator had mentioned. Moving on, the guests are requested to raise their hand if they would like to volunteer for the next topic. Can we have Gauri Nair? Do we have Gauri Nair in the meeting? Or Gautam, Abhishek, Aranya, anybody is available? Would anybody like to go next?
Is it okay if I can't switch on my video? Can I go ahead still?
Yeah, totally. It's okay. No problem.
Yeah, then I would like to go.
Who's speaking? May I know your name?
My name is Sachin, guest underscore
Okay,
Sachin.
okay. Thank you so much for volunteering. Which domain would you like to choose?
People from the past.
Okay, and the area?
Leadership.
Leadership. Okay, teach Mahatma Gandhi how to become a successful content creator in 2022, like an Instagram influencer or a viral YouTuber. What tips would you like to give Mahatma Gandhi?
I would like 30 seconds of buffer time. That's a very interesting topic.
Yeah.
Okay. So in 2022, I have noticed that whenever there is a serious topic and I want to know a bit more about the serious topic, I like to see a comedian's perspective on it. There are many different comedy channels or shows that do talk about serious things, but they have a very comedic sense of light towards it. And I think Mahatma Gandhi could do something similar to that. I have read his autobiography, and something that he has mentioned in his autobiography is when he was living in London, he used to love going to these comedy shows and comedy panels and listening to people talk and tell things about his real life. So I feel like if he was in 2022 and he was an Instagram reeler and he was making these short content tips, I think he could do something that had his sense of humor, but would also be teaching the young people about equality, about the things he stood for, about the good things he stood for. And I think it'd be really funny to see Mahatma Gandhi have doing a TikTok reel or an Instagram dance where he's twerking his butt to some really absurd song. But and then when you scroll through the next thing on his Instagram, he is talking about ending world poverty and ending world hunger. So I think Mahatma Gandhi would be a really successful content creator. I don't know what tips I could teach him, but if I could teach him anything, it would be to twerk to some really weird song and then use that to gather audience so that he could impart his knowledge. So yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, thank you so much. I had never imagined Mahatma Gandhi in that light and would love to see him as an Instagram reader, of course. Okay, our next volunteer. Anyone from the guests, or you can raise your hand or even post it in the chat box. Okay, Toastmaster Anirudh. Thank you so much for volunteering. Which domain would you like to choose?
All about time travel.
Okay, so the available numbers are 1 and 4.
I'll go for first place.
Okay. If you get an opportunity to time travel and meet someone, who would that be and why? Can be from the past or future or anybody.
Offer time of 30 seconds. I'll start. The person I wanted to meet is from the future. It would be, maybe my son or a daughter. The reason is, I'm pretty sure that the upcoming generation will blast the father like anything. So before I become a father, I just wanted to know what all he does or she does so that I can correct myself and make sure that she doesn't question me in such a way. So, long time I was very curious that, I'm questioning my parents like anything, being in somewhat, older generation. And I'm just imagining what all my son or daughter will be questioning me, and it's really tempting me out. So if I get an opportunity to time travel, I'll go to the future and see who that guy or girl is all about. And I want to, experience some time, what all things they do and what all questions they ask me, so that I'll come back to my own originality and I'll correct myself so that that guy doesn't question me. So, good topic to, answer for. And, thanks for the opportunity. And back to the table topic, Master.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Anirudh. I can understand you want a trailer for your own movie. We all need that, I guess. Thank you. Okay, next. There are many people who are very active in the chat box. Can we have Rohit Gurijala? I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it in the wrong way. Or Arjun Rajashekhar. People are very active in the chat box but are not ready to unmute, I guess. Cool. So may I go ahead? Can we have Dhairya Moorjani? Are you available?
Excuse me, Toastmaster.
Yes. Who's that?
So could you please give me a minute? So I'm trying to connect myself to through my PC. So
Yeah,
I'm able to go next.
May I please know your name?
Jaychand here.
Okay, sure. I have it noted. Okay, so till the time Toastmaster Jaychand is back and we have somebody else, probably. Is there any volunteer? Dishan, Bhagirathi, Navina, Vinny. Okay, can we have our general evaluator then? Toastmaster Niranjan, would you like to go?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, so which domain?
All about time travel.
Okay, the only option you have is fourth.
I'll take that.
Cool. So do you feel lucky that you were born in this era? Why or why not?
Yep, I'll take my 30 seconds.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so let me begin now. Yes, I do feel lucky I'm born in this era, and I'll tell you why. Let's start with the first interest of mine, which is technology. I have grown along with internet, I would say. Like when I was at a very young age, we had internet speeds around 1 Mbps, 2 Mbps. All I used to do is take the phone, watch all videos at the lowest graphic setting, and we did not have all this amazing, 4K stuff and then AMOLED screens on mobiles and all that. Everything was just so expensive, so no one got it. And from there, we have evolved into having such amazing technology, smart home assistants, and whatnot. It really brings respect towards how technology has been improving, how much time it has taken, and what and all it makes it easy for us. Like if you're born in the next era, you would already have it since you're a childhood. So you wouldn't respect how convenient that it has made our life to be. And let's move on to the second interest of mine, which is automobiles, technology, cars to be exact. And yeah, in this front too, there's a lot of nowadays we have EV cars, we have all these amazing safety features and whatnot. The whole innovation has totally changed how automobiles are created now, how they are. And if you would remember, when I was in my young age, I had what is that, Tata Indica and all that. And now when you compare it to the modern vehicles, you can see the drastic shift towards power in the vehicles, the comfort levels, safety, convenience, all this I would not appreciate as much if I was born in a different era, is what I would like to say, and I would like to conclude with that. So be proud that you're born in this era and got to experience both sides of technology, cars, or whatever you're interested in. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Niranjan. You seem to be an ever optimistic, glass half full person. Despite of the pandemic, we have a lot of positives, of course. Okay, now do we have Toastmaster Jaychand?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes.
Before we go on, so let me clear myself. Is my audio clear, loud and clear?
Yes, yes, yes. Your audio and video both are perfect.
Okay. So if you I have a request. Could you please tell the rules for the timer? So the green is for go on, and I didn't get the yellow.
Timer, would you like to describe your role once again quickly?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So you will be having 2 minutes duration. In that, you have to speak for 1 minute to get qualified.
Okay.
I will show the green screen at the end of 1 minute, and I will show the yellow screen at the end of 1.5 minute, and at the red screen at the end of second minute. And the maximum time you can take is 2.5 minutes to qualify.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So the only domain available to you is people from the past.
Okay, go ahead.
Which topic would you like to go with? War and leadership are taken already.
So war, it will be a controversy. So let's go with leadership.
No, I am saying war and leadership have already been taken by somebody else.
Okay. Okay, let's go with science.
Okay, cool. Explain why you hate apples to Isaac Newton.
Okay, so Toastmaster, I would need some buffer time.
Yep.
So can I start? Oh, okay, so perfect. So here, hi sir. Do you know that I hate apples? It's not just because it is healthy. It is because of the inventions that you brought in. So it takes a lot of time to memorize all the laws which you have brought in. So take an example of the first law, second law, third law, and whatnot. It is confusing, and I was very uh, it took a lot of time for me to understand all those laws. Hey, Isaac, I hate the apples. It's not because it is very healthy, it's just because I don't like it. Uh, okay, I hate apples is just because it is costly now and it is very expensive, and because of the inflation, the cost of the apples are rising, and I prefer other fruits than apples. Hey, Isaac, I hate apples. It is just because it is just because the access to apples, the apples are not accessible to all the parts all over the world. Uh, I would like to conclude my speech with.
Thank you so much, Jaychan. Keeping in mind that it was your first table topic, you were amazing. As much as I love science, deep down I want Sir Isaac Newton to listen to this.
Yeah.
Okay, next volunteer. Thank you, Jaychan.
Thank you. Yeah.
Next volunteer, do we have, can we have Savio, Toastmaster Savio?
Why, yes.
Okay, thank you. So can I go with people from the past? That's the only option available.
Yeah, it's fine.
So which one except war, leadership, and science?
I'll go with war.
War is taken. I'm really sorry. Let me repeat it. War, leadership, and science are taken. Any other topic can be chosen.
Discovery.
Okay. Explain the importance of Google Maps to Christopher Columbus.
I'll take my 30 seconds.
Yeah, sure.
Shall I start? All right. So as we all know, Christopher Columbus was famous for discovering America, and not really famous for the fact that he named the tribals in America as Indians, because he believed that he reached India, which is actually really peculiar because, he thought going around the world would be a perfect way to reach India, but he never assumed there was a continent there in the first place. I would say, check Google Maps before you're taking your next trip. You may never know which continent you might lead to, let alone the people over there. And so a blunder like this has sometimes been a confusion for Americans, especially, how there are obviously indigenous Indian tribes that reside there in America and the obvious Indians from the Indian subcontinent. And so, just use Google Maps next time, download it, put it instead, make sure you check your Wi-Fi, and, don't land in the wrong place and don't give the wrong names next time. That's all I'm saying. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Savio. Yes, we need to gift a smartphone to Christopher Columbus and install Google Maps in it so that we don't have any more confusions in the world. Thank you. Can we have the next volunteer? Okay, Navina Winnie. Thank you so much for volunteering. Can we go ahead?
Is it okay if I keep my video switched off?
If possible, you could keep it on. Otherwise, it's totally fine. No issues.
Okay, thank you. I'll go with, people from the past.
Which topic would you like to go with?
I guess I'll go with literature.
Okay. Give a piece of advice on the usage of simple English to William Shakespeare. You can take your 30 seconds.
Okay, thank you. So hello, Mr. William Shakespeare. As a huge fan of literature, it's a pleasure to meet you today. And I would like to give you a small piece of advice, being a very ardent reader. It would be great if you used more simple English so that people could understand and appreciate your literature better. Well, literature is not just for the higher people who are in the higher strata of society. It's for the lower people as well. Everyone should be able to enjoy it. Everyone should be able to understand it. Granted that your usage of English is loquacious, but we would all appreciate it if you would use simpler English, and everyone would be able to enjoy your works. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I remember struggling to read the dialogues of Julius Caesar in the first place, let alone understanding it. My English teacher had a really tough time teaching us that. Okay, can we have the next volunteer? Anyone from the guest? If anybody is interested to go ahead. Or else, can we have Rohan Elroy? Are you available in the meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to go next?
I'll try my best then. I hope it's okay if I don't switch on my camera.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm sorry, the only domain available to you is people from the past. And which topic would you like to choose among these?
Would discovery be okay? I think.
Discovery was already taken by someone, I believe.
Okay. Service.
Yep, sure. How would you explain the satisfaction of dressing up fancily to Mother Teresa?
Okay, that's a complex topic. Okay, I think I'll like to use my buffer time for 30 seconds.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I think I have to go for a minimum of 2 minutes, right? 2.5 minutes.
Your minimum is 1 minute and maximum is 2.5 minutes.
All right. Okay, then I'll start now. Okay. So very good evening, everyone. My name is Rohan, and the topic which I have is how would you explain the satisfaction of dressing up fancily every day to Mother Teresa? So let us dive into the meaning of fancy. I just Googled it up in my buffer time, and I see that fancy doesn't mean you dressing up all high five for a party or a social meeting. Fancy is something that you feel when you put on, you feel amused, or you make other people, feel that you're amusing. So I don't think that it's going to be too tough to explain to Mother Teresa, because she is one who believes that everybody should be comfortable in their own skin. So in that scenario, explaining fancy in this meaning seems to be very easy, because once you tell a person that they can wear something that they are comfortable in, that they like, and that truly expresses their character, their personality, I really don't think that, explanation is needed anywhere here. So that is one thing which I'd like to address in the beginning. And I feel Mother Teresa would really appreciate that sense, at least me. So it's my first time, so I hope it is okay.
It was perfect. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rohan. And Mother Teresa would be very proud of the answer that you have given. Thank you. Okay, one last table topic participant. Anybody would like to go ahead, volunteer? Last for the day before we finish our table topic session. Can we have Gautam?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. So we'll go ahead with this, people from the past. Which domain would you like to choose?
Monarchy.
Okay. Describe the joy of eating at a roadside shop to Queen Victoria. or any monarch, any king or queen for that matter.
Can I use the buffer time?
Oh, yeah, of course, sure.
Okay, can I start? So very good evening to everyone. Myself Gautam. So to Queen Victoria, so they must be like you must be very elite people, like eating at like your own palaces. Like you have like this royal chef who would cook the most delicious dishes for you. Um, but as as a common people, eating at roadside shop is also like it's a very delightful experience. Uh, people we, in roadside shops we could like meet a lot of people apart from like enjoying the dishes. Like we could meet like people from various different part of the areas, and like we could like see them, and we could like talk with them and stuff. And in roadside shops we would see like we could see like many people, many dishes, and like many people. So that's it I would like to say. I don't have much to say, so yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gautam. Your first table topics page was spot on. And I agree with you. She must try the chart available in our roadside shops. She would never go back to her palace kitchen, kitchen palace, I'm sorry. Yeah. So with that, we come to an end to our table topic session. I hope you all had as much as fun as I did. With that, I think we need to move on to the next section.
Oh, it is time for the evaluations. Am I going to hear grim comments about me? I hope I wasn't a nuisance here.
Miss Daphne, I assure you our evaluations are not conducted in a harsh manner. Any criticism is purely constructive and not meant to be demeaning. I request the timer to let us know if there are any disqualifications.
So we have one disqualification. Who is Navina Win?
Okay. Now let's proceed to the first set of evaluations, that is for the prepared speeches. We have Toastmaster Anirudh, who is the former area director of Area F4 and is the evaluator for today. He is a mechanical engineer by profession, but a public speaking aficionado by passion. So I request Toastmaster Anirudh to give his report on Toastmaster Bettina's speech.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Niranjan. Just before I proceed, I want to check once again. Am I audible and visible clearly? Okay, great.
Yes, you are.
So, first of all, I was generally not a coffee aficionado per se. I mean, all of my friends used to have a lot of coffee and they used to talk about how addictive, yet nicely addictive it was. And I always used to feel that the over-reliance on a milk beverage seems pretty, okay. But after today's speech by Toastmaster Bettina, I'm truly convinced to try and give coffee a try. Not only because of all of its medicinal benefits or health benefits or XYZ reasons, but for also the way in which she delivered her speech, which actually convinced me about something that I'm probably sitting on the fence for. Firstly, I'd like to say that Toastmaster Bettina showcased a certain degree of maturity in her speech delivery, which is potentially a bit uncommon in other level 1 speeches that I have seen across. For instance, the speech technique of utilizing non-speech tools in order to improve your speech. A sheet of paper, for example, that she crumbled in between and threw it away in order to express her dissent for somebody who doesn't generally appreciate coffee. Now, that's a technique that typically more experienced speakers tend to utilize. It is easy to pick up, and yet in in a lot of places, people tend to utilize the tool in the wrong ways. So in this case, the fact that TM Bettina utilized it appropriately deserves kudos from our side. Toastmaster Bettina was delivering her L1P3 speech, of course, which means that she has a little bit of experience already speaking in front of the public. It reflected in the degree of comfort that she felt in front of the camera, wherein some of the speech techniques that she utilized, again, like I said, it's not just traditional tools. There was one place wherein she was talking about saying that coffee is so delicious. So I'm sitting here, but what she did was she moved to a different place. She moved to her right and modulated her voice to sound like a different person, or rather, in this case, like her inner voice. So the distinction that is made between a primary character, that is the speaker, and a secondary voice, even if we can use that term, was extremely well done in order to actually give the audience a reflection of how the internal voice is probably a little bit more expressive, because maybe externally we have a lot of factors, but in our minds we'd be as open as possible. That was very, very well reflected. However, having said all of this, there were several points where I felt that Toastmaster Bettina could improve in order to make her speech reach the next level. The first and foremost thing which I noticed was the aim of this particular project was voice modulation. And I felt that in some of the places, the voice modulation was a bit too plain. So at the end of the speech, when she mentioned that, "So I beseech you," there was a little bit lack of emphasis over there. When she was asking questions to the audience, "Are you telling me? Are you telling me that coffee is really that hated?" It's not the exact line, but it's the emphasis that I'm talking about. So when this emphasis was missed, it seemed like as if in a lot of the places where voice modulation could be utilized became a bit monotonous, which can surely be improved with greater speech practice before and during the speech. And finally, there was an instance wherein Toastmaster Bettina utilized closed body language. Now, nonverbal cues are equally important in order to make a speech seem a lot more appropriate. Open hands, a gesture wherein your hands are spread wider to include the audience in, is something that is generally welcoming. It signifies a degree of comfort between the speaker and the audience. In this case, Toastmaster Bettina I saw Toastmaster Bettina had continuously kept her hands closed. So in that case, what happens is that it showcases a very closed mindset in which she is not willing to accommodate the audience potentially, which might lead to a little bit of disassociation. I'm not able to relate because the speaker is not willing to make the audience a part of her speech. A little bit more of repetition of the words, R's and R's and R's. It happened 3 times. There was another instance over there. Twice itself would be sufficient. So to just summarize the speech, great choice of a theme, good utilization of additional tools, and a relatable degree of comfort in the audience, with a little bit more of improvement in voice modulation and an open body language. I'm sure you can take the speech to the next level. That's it from my side. I know I've overshot a lot of time. I apologize. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anirudh. Let us now move on and get the reports from the tag team. Toastmaster Yagya, please let us know the time taken by each speaker.
Yeah, starting with the prepared speech session, Toastmaster Bettina Shirley took 6 minutes, 8 seconds. And moving on to table topics, Toastmaster Harini took 1 minute, 12 seconds. Toastmaster Aditya took 1 minute, 52 seconds. Toastmaster Guru Bharat took 1 minute, 15 seconds. And Toastmaster Ramita took 1 minute, 12 seconds. Toastmaster Sachin took 1 minute, 26 seconds. Toastmaster Anirudh took 1 minute, 7 seconds. Toastmaster Niranjan took 1 minute, 50 seconds. Toastmaster Jaychand took 1 minute, 20 seconds. And Toastmaster Savio took 1 minute, 7 seconds. And we have one disqualification, which is Navina Vini. She took 56 seconds. And the minimum time for qualification is 1 minute. And Toastmaster Rohan Alroy took 1 minute, 10 seconds. And Toastmaster Gautam took 1 minute, 13 seconds. And moving to evaluation session, Toastmaster Anirudh took more than 5 minutes. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yagya. Let us now have the report of the R counts throughout this meeting. Toastmaster Naren, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Niranjan. Thank you, Toastmaster Niranjan. So beginning my report, I use a lot. That is my stick. And it pisses me off that a lot of you have used it as well. So, Bettina, in your 5 to 7 minute speech, Toastmaster Bettina, in your 5 to 7 minute speech, we need to give her a round of applause because she used none. She used no fillers, none. Toastmaster Ramita, you used one Niranjan, Toastmaster Niranjan, you used quite a bit, and if you could work on that, people could focus more on your speech and not on the parts that you paused or used crutch words. And Toastmaster Anirudh, you used 5 arms. Toastmaster Harini, you used 2 arms. Toastmaster Aditya, again, a round of applause. He used no filler words or crutch words. Moving on to the guest section, yeah, don't feel bad that you use filler words. The people who spoke before you are exceptional, loquacious, Toastmaster speakers. They are extremely good at whatever they are doing. So Toastmaster Guru Bharat, you had 4 arms. Toastmaster Sachin Sundar, you had 3. Toastmaster Anirudh, you used the phrase quite a lot. You used it 5 times as I counted. And Toastmaster Jaichand, you had 2 arms and you used and twice and just because twice. Toastmaster Savio, you used thrice and twice. Toastmaster Navina, you used 4 times, and Toastmaster Rohan, you used 1. You used once, and Toastmaster Gautam, you used quite a bit. So that's it for my section of the meeting. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Naren. Let's move on. Let's have the report of the grammarian, Toastmaster Amita.
Am I both visible and audible? Great. So starting from speaker 1, speaker 1 used words such as woozy, perseverance, scur, self-proclaimed, detriments, and beseech. These are great words to be used in the speech. And these are outstanding words that I mentioned that I will be looking forward to look at. So congratulations. Then Toastmaster Harini repeated probably twice and again repeated probably multiple times in the following sentences, which could have been avoided. And also is not proper grammar. So that should be avoided as well. Then instead of pronouncing it as era, you could have pronounced it as era. Then our timer could have been a little slower in speaking to make his connection towards the audience better. Then speaker could speak for at least is the correct way of putting it in the sentence. Instead of speaker could speak at least. And the next thing is Toastmaster Aditya and the table topic segment again could have split sentences instead of using and to attach sentences, which could have made it easier. Next is Toastmaster Guru Bharat uses and more. So this could have been reduced again by splitting the sentences and framing them shortly next time by structuring your speech better. And his idea was right was used instead of his idea could have been used instead of his idea was the right. So that is one correction that you could have done. Then Toastmaster Sachin repeated I would twice and repeated I think twice. So now that is another correction that Toastmaster Sachin could have implemented. Toastmaster Anirudh could have used less, and it's really tempting me could have been what is right grammar instead of it's really tempting me out. Then Toastmaster Niranjan said, I do feel lucky to be born in this era. That is a correction that can be made, and uses and stuff regularly in consecutive sentences, which could have been omitted as well. And yeah is also used multiple times. That could have been avoided also. Toastmaster Jayachand, despite the hiccups, since it was your first speech, it was done well. And all of you so far could have used the word of the day and the phrase of the day. Then Toastmaster Savio used a word called indigenous. That was very good of him. Then and so could have been avoided as it was used one after the other. Then Toastmaster Navina, more simple could be more simple could have been said as simpler instead of more simple. And she also used the word of the day, great job. Then Toastmaster Rohan Arroy, completely messed. I was completely mesmerized in your table topics speech, so no errors in your speech. That's amazing. Now, Toastmaster Gautam. Yeah, as a common person could have been used instead of common people. That is one correction. And could have used the word like less often. And the table topic master, fantabulous job. No errors so far. And then evaluator 1 used the phrase sitting on the fence. That's great. And a word called expressive was used. Disassociation was used. Again, great job. Then hearty congratulations to Lady Evelyn and Lady Daphne for using the phrase of the day and spotless delivery so far. Toastmaster Naren, our counter, used the word of the day as well. So congratulations. I would like to end my report. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramita. As a general evaluator, I've been given the task to evaluate our meeting today. So let me begin. Since we are running a little late, I'm going to quickly go through my entire report. So let's start with the start of the meeting. The meeting started a little late due to some slight confusion among the role players that could be avoided. And a naming convention was not being followed, especially by the guests. I would request you to have a look at that in future Zoom meetings. And about the TMOD did amazing, had the energy since the beginning, did not feel awkward or stutter, and truly a tremendous job. Good job, guys. And when we go to the speaker took a topic from daily life and beautifully visualized it. You could grab the attention of all the coffee lovers and also the coffee haters. And that's great when you choose a topic where the audience will be segregated. Table topics was not complex and it wasn't too simple as well. It was amazingly presented with the slides. The topics were something to die for. They were extremely creative and was quite the star in this meeting. I'm sure the chat section was filled with compliments during that time. Really good job, Table Topics Master. Toastmaster Harini spoke without getting stuck and clearly depicted her thoughts. That was great. And we had Toastmaster Aditya and Toastmaster Anirudh who came up, seized the opportunity, and put themselves to the test. It's important that you put yourself forward and volunteer. Mistakes make you better day by day, but keep making mistakes and keep improving. And from guest list, I have a special mention to Toastmaster Guru Bharat. He turned on his video and took up the topic first and went for it. Fabulous. And we have Toastmaster Sachin. He brought facts from Gandhi's autobiography and depicted the way he would make Gandhi famous on TikTok and Instagram. Very nice approach taken to answering the topic. It is great to hear Toastmaster Anirudh is looking forward to the future and quite optimistic. Good energy to carry forward in the meeting. That's something we could take away from him. And Toastmaster Jayachand, uh, I felt you were a little nervous on the inside, but the way you portrayed yourself with that. And usually people stutter when they're nervous, but speaking slow is the way to calm down and reduce unnecessary outcomes of stutters. And that was really well implemented by you. Good going. Toastmaster Rohan went for a totally enlightening approach. Bring feel comfortable in your own skin was a good addition to the speech. And about the word of the day and the phrase of the day, I noticed that the guests have learned how to use them effectively. And that's something which you can learn from them, I guess. It's really important we try to implement them in the future. I myself didn't. And yeah, it's something we need to take away from this. And great that we try to have guests every meeting. And this time we had quite a bit of them. Overall, in the table topics, everyone might have noticed there were some hiccups by some speaker. And that's the reason this club has been brought up. It gives an opportunity to improve on your public speaking skills, as the president has mentioned before. And getting better every day is something we Toastmasters preach and practice. Coming to the evaluations, Toastmaster Anirudh, the evaluations is something we can learn from. He used amazing hand gestures and made sure it was visible. He took some insights and quoted Bettina at some places, which is great. And Toastmaster Naren gave quite a detailed report. Nice work done there. Toastmaster Ramita covered quite important points from my report, which shows her magnificent evaluation. Great job. in the end, I would like to say I can really see the effort being put down for the showcase event. It's really glad that I did not have much negatives to say. There were just positives all around, and I hope we continue this for every meeting. And yeah, and that concludes my report. Back to the amazing team, Moody's.
Oh my, those were all said in such a fastidious and kind manner, Toastmaster Niranjan. How I wish my husband also spoke like that. Anyways.
This evening was mad as hops. Those are all how I desire to be young forever and attend these meetings every evening. Mr. President, can we please be invited to the next meeting? What's happening? What is this portal doing?
Wait, I can't see anything. I think, what is happening? I think the portal's messed up. Oh no, I hope to thank everyone for putting such a lovely show.
Oh, I suppose they've gone back to their own times. Well, first of all, everybody, thank you so much for attending, and give a great applause to all the wonderful members who made this possible today. Toastmaster Devika and Toastmaster Swati were Lady Daphne and Lady Evelyn, respectively. And the general evaluator, the tag teams, and the evaluators have done a brilliant job. We've gotten a very, very detailed report from all the tag team and the GEs. The thing about Toastmasters here is that we help each other. We point out everyone's mistakes and we learn from those mistakes. And we get better every day, as the general evaluator mentioned. You know, we're here to learn. That's the main important thing. Now, when you register with us, you will be registering with Toastmasters International, and you will be a part of the International Forum. And I believe you might be wondering what exactly are everything that you will be getting from Toastmasters International and Sophrosyne VIT. And for that, I would like to call upon our dear Vice President of Education, Toastmaster Bettina, who will be going through in brief of some of the things that you'll be getting from Toastmasters International. Over to you, Toastmaster Bettina.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. So once you register with Toastmasters, they give you all the resources necessary to actually improve your skills as a speaker. It is not just going and delivering a speech to a set of people. For every single speech topic, you have a set of could you still see my screen? Is it visible now?
Yes, it is. It was.
So for every speech, you have your own. You have your own evaluation form, which you'll be giving to your general evaluator, and you would be and each speech would have its own purpose, its objectives, and each and every time your evaluator will be evaluating you based on all these different points that they're given. And so in summary, you have 11 different paths that you can take. So once you join Toastmasters, you may have your own idea of what skills you want to develop. For instance, you want to be a leader. So then in that case, you go for dynamic leadership or leadership development based on what skills you want to develop. Or you may just want to be a good seminar speaker, or you want to be a TED Talk speaker. So in that case, you have presentation mastery, you have team collaboration. So based on what your requirement is, there are specific paths, and each path have different levels and different projects on each level to help you improve in your own path. And yeah, that's pretty much what Toastmasters has to offer, as well as this weekly meetings that we will be meeting and giving our presenting our speech projects and getting feedbacks and applying it and improving step by step. Over to you, Toastmaster Aditya.
Thank you for the succinct report, Toastmaster Bettina. So as we mentioned, Toastmasters we're here to learn, and Toastmasters International will be providing you with all of these resources. And every week we will be listening to your projects, we'll be giving you advice and feedback. And it's not just limited to this club. the name Toastmasters International has the word international in it for a reason. You will be a part of this base club, but at the same time, you will be able to attend meetings of clubs all around the world. You can join, you can present your projects over there, and you get to meet people. Like one of the biggest things over here, as I mentioned before, is to meet people, discuss ideas, to understand what is out there. And, you know, at university, you kind of get stuck into the engineering or the law or the fashion tech department. Obviously, you do meet each other in your mess or in the hostel, etc. However, it's not always that easy to form connections, especially when you have no forum to meet them. But over here, we have a cacophony of different members from different schools and different backgrounds and perspectives. So it gives you an opportunity to learn, at the same time to share your own knowledge and perspectives. Now, for all of this, for you to register with Toastmasters International, there is a fee of $20. And also you have to pay a fee of $45 for 6 months of membership. So for first-time registrars, like you will have to pay $65, and you'll be paying this directly to Toastmasters International. And VIT Chennai has no role in this regard. And something else I want to mention is that, so we'll be opening up the floor to any questions that you might have. And we'll be conducting interviews to select the people, because we've had a wonderful and overwhelming response. So to select, and the thing is, like with Toastmasters Club, it's most effective with a limited number of members. Therefore, we'll be conducting interviews, and we'll be sending you the information about the interviews to your emails. And we'll actually be we'll be starting a WhatsApp group for all the prospective members, and we'll be putting up the link pretty soon. But now, before that, I think something that we do is commemorate everybody who has participated. We choose the best speakers, the best role players, the best tag team of every meeting. And now I'm going to open voting for, just give me a minute. Okay. Just give me a second. I'm going to open the polls in a minute, so you can vote for the best speaker, the best team player, etc. Unfortunately, there's a small technical issue, so we're going to move on to the Q&A session, and right after the Q&A session, we'll be getting the polls again. I will request all the executive committee members to take up any questions, and all the attendees of the meeting can ask questions either by turning on your camera or just your microphone, or you can just put up a message in the chat, and please raise your hand if you have a question. I request Toastmaster Bettina to take over the meeting at the moment.
Yes, Toastmaster Gorabharat, what's your question?
Can you explain the fee structure again?
Okay, for the first 6 months, it would be $65. Following which, for every 6 months after that, it would be $45. The minimum term for which you could register as a member is 6 months.
So the fees is per month or for the whole 6 months?
The $65 for the first 6 months.
Okay, thanks.
You cannot register for less than 6 months.
Okay.
Sophrosyne VIT would also be an FFCS club. So in your next semester, you would be given a choice to be an FFCS member of this club for all the second years. Yeah, second years. The first years in the meeting.
First years, yeah.
First years.
Yes, Toastmaster Bettina, I have a question. It's regarding our colleges opening. So how are the sessions will be happening in offline?
Yes, so we have decided on a hybrid mode for now.
Okay.
So if you look at our timetable, we might be, usually we have this we used to have these intramural hours, but we have moved to a timetable where we do not have intramural hours. So we would be sending out forms to see which is the comfortable timing for most members. If we are able to decide on a timing that everybody is comfortable with during the, if we could have it in the college hours itself, we would have it before lunch breaks.
Yes, Bettina.
If we are not able to do so, if we send the Google form and we realize that most members cannot attend, or even if there is one member who cannot attend the meeting at all, if they have a class, in that case, we would have it online continuously like this. We would have the occasional meeting offline, but keep the most of the meetings online.
I would like to add on to that. However, this is the plan for this semester, but for the next semester, all the meetings would be completely offline, as you know, it would be a regular semester, and we'll be able to plan everything out properly.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. And adding to it, Toastmaster Aditya mentioned regarding a $20 fee. So I didn't get it clearly. Could you clear?
Toastmaster Bettina, could you just talk about the $20 and $45 thing?
Okay, so for the first term, you would be registering for pathways as well as the new member. So as a new member, you have to pay the $45 fee, and the $20 is for your pathways. So overall, for the first 6 months, it becomes $65.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yes, Toastmaster Anirudh, Area Director.
Clarify on that, a small correction. So the $45 is the actual fee for a 6 months term for a Toastmasters International. The $20 why we are collecting in the first 6 months is that you guys are all a guest, and you'll be enrolling into Toastmasters. For enrolling, the registration charge is $20. It's a one-time fee, which is an registration charge. So going forward from the next 6 months of the term, it will be $45.
Yes, so if you were to finish your degree at VIT Chennai and you go forward to an office and you want to join a club there, you could once more shift from here to there as well. So even for the people who are in your last year, you could join now and then shift to your office as well with no extra charge.
Okay, so I'll be able to join any of the Toastmaster club with the regular fee of $45. Am I right?
Who's asking the question?
This is
Toastmaster Jaychan. No, Toastmaster Jaychan, you will not be able to split this initial fee. The $65 is for your first 6 months. Following which it would always be $45.
Yeah, so which is after I complete my degree and go somewhere.
Yeah. But once you move outside college, you could transfer your membership. Suppose you are in the middle of a term, you could transfer your membership to that club and move on with $45. You don't have to once again pay those $20.
Okay.
Yes, Toastmaster Varsha.
So like, is this like a weekly thing or is it like every day?
It's a weekly thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So during the working months until May, we'll be having it weekly. But then during the vacation, the summer vacation, we'll probably have it bi-weekly. You know, everyone will be busy then, so we would just reduce the frequency.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, Priyanka.
Toastmaster Bettina, could you please repeat whatever you said regarding FFCS?
So we've spoken to our faculty coordinator, and from the next semester, you would have to register as an FFCS club member for 2 credits. It is compulsory. So once the portal opens up, you would be able to see Sophrosyne VIT Toastmasters Club there, and you could register as an FFCS member under our club and get your credits.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Toastmaster Venkat asked this question in the chat box: how you are supposed to register for Toastmasters now that you know about the fee structure. We have a treasurer in the club as part of the XCOM, so you will be asked to pay the fees to them. They would be transferring it because we do a single transfer for the entire club. I hope that's clear. You will be transferring the money to the treasurer. Yeah.
Yes, Toastmaster Guru Bharat.
Guru Bharat, yes. Yeah. So how many members would be in the club and how many members would be speaking to every week?
Okay, so every week we will have a maximum of 3 prepared speeches, and for the table topic session, it really depends. Sometimes we have 4 to 5 or sometimes even 10. So that really depends on the meeting. And with this club, we are aiming to have a total of 30 members, because we've realized that anything beyond 30, we won't be able to give everybody the opportunity to present their projects. So we'll be sticking to 30. And also, in reference to Venkat's question, we will be having an interview process, and very soon, in fact, we'll be sending you all the details via your email, the one which you registered the Zoom with. And if you're ready to pay, and if you're really interested in the club, I will be posting a WhatsApp chat group in the message. Please join there, and you'll be getting further updates over there as well.
Yes, so adding to it, I have one more question. I hope I'm not annoying. And yeah.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead. No issue.
It's regarding, so I pay the $65 thing, so which is the membership and the initial amount. Then I join the consecutive 6 months. Then after a while, I leave a gap. Then I join again. So I'll be paying $45 if I'm.
Yes, that's only for your first term. So in the intervening 6 months, you won't be a member. You won't be attending our meetings because you won't be a member of Sophrosyne VIT. But after that, you could continue on your pathways and pick up from where you left off and complete your projects.
Okay, thank you. And should we pay? How is the money needs to be transferred? Is it on the spot or sometime be given?
Could you repeat your question?
Yeah, sure. So it is regarding the fee. So should we pay it on spot, or we'll have some ample time for it?
So the deadline for registering for 6 months. So once we'll have it in March, the second time would be in September. That would be the 6 month period. So by March end, we have to pay Toastmasters International to include you as a member.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
So you have almost a month.
Yeah, we will be trying to complete all of the payments and everything by the 21st of this month. So you've like 2 weeks. A bit more than 2 weeks, but yeah. Actually more than 2 weeks. But yeah, that's the time we're going with. The 21st of this month. Do we have any more questions?
Yes, I had a question like about the FFCS one where we can join the club using FFCS. Do we have to pay again like 65 USD separately when we are joining for FFCS, or would it be included? Would the payment be included in the main fee payment part of it?
Which year are you in, may I ask?
I'm in first year.
First year, okay. So when you join, okay, so you don't have to pay anything for being considered an FFCS member. The payment that you're paying, again, is not for VIT, but for Toastmasters. So Once you are a part of Toastmasters International, you will be automatically considered for your FFCS credits. There is no extra payment.
Okay, just for clarification, like if we join using FSCS, we don't have to pay 65 USD, or like do we have to pay separately?
You have to pay 65 USD.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But you don't have that, like that is the only amount you need to pay, nothing extra.
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
You're welcome. If everybody is done with questions, I would like to move on to the next session, which is the voting section, where we're going to be voting for all the best role players. So first, we are going to be voting for the best table topic speaker, and I'll be using Zoom polls. And the voting thing will be, the poll will be open for 30 seconds. So please cast your vote. Okay, I'm going to end the poll now. Okay, 1 second. So the best table topic speaker is our guest, Jaychand. Congratulations. Give yourself a huge round of applause. And very well done, because, you know, this is the first time you're coming to a Toastmasters, and you've done a brilliant job. Okay, so next we are going to have the best role player. And again, you'll be having 30 seconds to vote. Okay, so the best role player of the day goes to the Toastmaster of the day, TM Swati, or as you got to know her as Lady Evelyn. Congratulations. And I have to say, both of the Toastmasters today did a wonderful job with all the themes, the costumes, and everything. And they were the ones who decided the entire flow of the meeting today. So again, congratulations. Next, we will be going for the best evaluator. There you go with the 30 seconds. Am I not audible?
Yeah, audible.
Okay. Oh, wow, this is a very close one, but then by a very small margin, the evaluator Toastmaster Anirudh has been chosen as the best evaluator. Congratulations. Both of you did give very detailed, very interesting and amusing evaluations. So thank you very much for that. And finally, we'll be going for the best tag team player. And again, for 30 seconds. Thank you for voting. And we have the grammarian Toastmaster Ramita as the best tag team player. Congratulations. Thank you for sharing your words of wisdom by correcting our words with your wisdom. And yes, we have covered almost everything. And this is what we do on a regular Toastmasters meeting. We recognize the efforts and we help build everyone to become the best version of themselves and provide a safe space to do all of that. Now, If you're interested, again, join the WhatsApp group, and we'll be informing you very soon about the interview processes, and we'll also be prompting you how to complete the payments, etc. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you for making this meeting a wonderful success. And usually at the end of a meeting, we leave the meeting open to any sort of discussion where we can just talk about anything, just an informal place. So if you want to stay back, you can. And with that, I officially close Toastmaster Sophrosyne's 29 meeting. Thank you for attending, and that is it.